Hello, everybody, and welcome to the RangerRob Country Living Podcast. I'm totally disorganized, but
Hey,
it's
Welcome
nice
to our
to be.
world.
Yeah, it's nice to be online. We've had a very busy week, and we had a podcast 2 weeks ago, so we thought, well, let's kind of keep this up. I know a lot of people like our podcast, so it's like, all right, we're going to try to do it more often. And I'm trying to figure out why I'm getting this error message on one of these things here, but I'm just going to remove it. Go away. There. Oh, wait.
we're still here.
Hi, everybody. It's nice seeing you.
Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So I have Debbie and John with me, of course, Sternberg, and they've been busy today. She calls me up early in the morning.
Yeah, whole
And
10
she just-
o'clock.
Well, I guess it was around 10 o'clock. Anyway, I got this message from you. I was like, I've been shopping. Yeah. You said we went to Prineville and we went here and there. It's like, oh my God. So go ahead, tell me your story. So now I'm going to move it over to you and say, what did you buy today?
Oh, my God. I bought more chickens.
More chickens.
More
You already
chickens.
got 2,000.
I hatched out 5, sold 4 the night before. So I had to go. So I had 1 left and it wouldn't shut up. So I had to go get it a friend. So I came home with 6 friends. So I think I'm up to 35 chicks or birds and
Total
an
or
incubator
new?
full.
So how many? Now let's make sure you're doing the math right. How many birds do you have now?
I
And-
have 28, I believe.
And since you went shopping, it's now 28.
Now
It's
35.
35.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
With a dozen in the incubator.
Yeah, and not to
Which
mention
is
you
due in
get some.
2 weeks.
She ordered some chickens with us too, so you got leghorns coming.
Yep.
So we ordered
6 and
an
a
order.
rooster.
We're gonna be splitting an order, and we bought about 6 to 8 leghorns hens a piece, leghorns, and we both bought a rooster.
Yep.
So they're better. And you probably stick me with the mean rooster, won't you?
You know it. I don't do mean birds. All of mine are friendly. The
I went
mean
a long-
ones are gone.
I went a long time with that mean rooster.
Mine never got as mean as yours. Yours was ridiculous.
Well, that's because John kept coming over and teasing him.
Antagonizing him.
He was mean, and that's why I don't do Rhode Islands anymore. Because that's what we started out with. And yeah, no.
Yeah, they can be kind of cranky. And the
So we'll
hens
see how
can,
I got Americanas.
and hens can be kind of mean on each other too. They're
The Red Ranger, they were.
Yeah, they're pack
Yeah.
hunters.
yeah.
But I
So
got Americanas and 2 Broad Rocks.
wow. So when you go to Debbie and John's place, it's like going to a zoo. There's all these different types of chickens. It's like you'll spend an hour just getting an explanation of where they all came from. And I don't know how you can remember all the names.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
I'm
how-
up to 9 coops.
Wow. And the names of some of your chickens is like, there's no way I can memorize those.
Rocky's not hard. Odom, Happy, Modem.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
do
those
the
are kind of
hard one.
crazy names. Mine would be like,
Atticus.
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 and some of the pig names you got are pretty quite crazy too.
What, you didn't like Ballsy?
So she bought one of our pigs that had 1 testicle left. And so you guys decided to call him Ballsy.
Yep.
Yep.
Of course, we had worse name for him. We had things like 1 ball and 1 hole in 1, and
We didn't want him to be too embarrassed.
yeah. But he's a big pig.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so lots of things going on. See, in 2 weeks, our weather's been a little bit wet, but it's been drier than it has been.
But
So
still colder and shit.
yeah. So our mornings have been kind of cold. But boy, when the sun comes out, it sure feels good.
Yeah, we got work done.
Those 2
Yeah.
days spoiled us.
No, I hear all about all the work you're doing. So I'm going, oh, geez, I better start ordering stuff so I can start doing some work around here. So, for us, I was just telling these guys, we just bought 12 cubic feet of perlite. If you guys know what that is that white little rocks. And you'll see them when you buy potting soil and stuff like that. You'll see little white stones in it. That's perlite. Anyway, but when we do our hydroponics, all those buckets that are in that hydroponics is perlite. So we got to switch that out every year because it gets all yucky and green and all that. So all the buckets get brand new perlite, but it's 5 gallons of perlite in each bucket. So it adds up. So anyway, usually we have a really big perlite mess when we first start out, but it gets all prettied up. But yeah, we don't even plant till close to June, so we've got still lots of time. So, but it's all so in the greenhouse we're just doing tomatoes and some of the cucumbers that I did. I think they were called. You remember the name of those last year?
I don't.
They're really
But
good.
they were good.
Yeah, so we're good. I ordered the seeds. I think they're burpless or something like that.
Yes.
Anyway, so see, the guy with the stroke still remembers.
What's my problem? Old age.
Yeah. We have all the above. So anyway, so we're gonna do about 3 or 4 of those plants in the back of the greenhouse. Nothing but those cucumbers because they were delicious. So, and of course
you need to do a couple for me.
Yeah. So so I can just handle Debbie and John.
He froze.
They come over and I always say, "You need some burps, don't you?"
Yeah.
Anyway, that was really kind of a neat deal. So if I'm growing them and they grow really fast and then pretty big, it's like, yeah, you need to share them with people. So you're gonna get
wonder how the lemon cucumbers would be in there. I bet you they would go like crazy. They're the easiest thing ever to grow.
Yeah. Well, in the greenhouse, usually if in fact, every time I've done cucumbers in the greenhouse, they've done great. So should be lots of cucumbers. Hopefully lots of tomatoes too. And let's see.
Oh, there's Jack.
Pig wise, you guys are getting ready to. Oh, Jack's here. Hi, Jack. And I see. Oh, okay.
It's Debbie.
I know. I thought that was my sister for a minute. Oh, I'm losing it here. So you guys are getting close to also thinning out your pigs.
1 more month.
Yeah, the 15th of next month.
So I was over there yesterday because I really wanted some coffee and I didn't want to make it. So if I go to Debbie and John's place, maybe I could get a free cup of coffee. And by golly, I got it.
And it was ready.
It was ready and everything was really good. So anyway, they took me out to go see their pigs because their piglets are as big as our piglets that we did, July when we were born. And anyway, so our pigs are getting big. And I saw your pigs yesterday. I'm going, oh my God, you guys have 5, right?
Yeah, Amazons.
Yeah, and they're gigantic. So everybody's going to have lots of pork this year. In fact, you got a couple of extras too. So
yeah, we're keeping 2 of them.
Yeah, we're going to grow them out for 1.5 years too.
Yeah, and if you get a really hot deal and somebody wants to buy some pork, I bet you could talk John and Debbie and selling you one. So just put it out there for you. So, in fact, I have so much pork now. I'm kind of worried about. I sold one of my pigs at the week before Super Bowl. Somebody bought one of my pigs and they wanted it, and they were actually kind of big, but they bought one of the pigs and they wanted to roast a whole pig in their Traeger. So I don't know how they got it. Yeah. So they must have a big Traeger. Anyway,
Honestly.
so I don't know if they got it to fit. I bet you they had to quarter it.
They had to. There's no way they can get one of those pigs in
Well,
there.
I took the other half and they had it processed into steaks and stuff, but the other half they wanted the roast.
Oh, I see. Okay. Still, I bet you they cut it in half.
Yeah, it was like there was a lot of pig. It was a really good looking pig. So anyway,
even the hams are huge.
Oh, I know. And these pigs we have now, they're just gorgeous. So we could butcher our other feeder anytime between now and in the summer.
You better get your appointment in if you're going to do it, buddy.
I know. I'm
You're
thinking
going to be booked up with deer season and the fair, and you won't be able to get an appointment.
I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do.
You learned that the hard way.
I got all this pork, and I'm afraid to butcher one too early. So if I have to wait till fall, that won't break my heart either.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's why we don't, after tasting the meat from the ones that we process, that you process.
Yeah.
The bigger ones, the meat tastes better.
Yeah, the meat was a heck of a lot better.
So you guys, they bought one of our.
Oh my God!
Did you buy the biggest one or the smaller one?
Yeah, 589 pounds.
Yeah, 589 pounds of hanging weight.
Yeah, and the other one was 540 something. Yeah. That we sold.
And they were gigantic. And in fact, now when I go to Cinder Butte, they go, "Oh, you're the one with the big pigs."
Yeah, that's all they kept saying when we went in there too.
Like, I think we made a record over there because they're the biggest.
Yeah,
pigs
they said
they
never seen it that big.
They were big.
Not an IPP.
And then when we butchered them, I got, this may be too graphic for some, but they were beautiful. I mean, when they opened them up, and I'm thinking,
they look just like beef.
I know. I thought I'm kind of curious what if the color is any different. And it was just really dark red, big thick steaks on it, really thick, also very thick fat layer on them too. But oh my God, they were gorgeous, and they were like 2.5-year-old pigs. So yeah. Anyway, it came out really good. And by the way, I saw you note down there. Hi, Jack. I see you at the bottom there. And good to see Jack. And it would have been interesting to see my sister.
Oh, it's still early.
Yeah, my sister. It's pretty hard for them to sit still and stuff. It's kind of a little more rambunctious at their house to sit down for an hour and watch a podcast. So
yeah,
but she stopped by. Love if she is watching. Feel free to get in the comments area and say hi. So anyway, so your pigs, you're getting them done next month, and you're having 2 done, 3 done.
3 of them.
And all of them for friends?
No, we grew one out for our son, and I sold one, and the other one is still iffy. They were all up and wanted it, and now I talked to my brother today because it's his friend, and he doesn't know if they were just drunk and talking or if they really wanted it. Either way, it's okay because
we'll just keep it for ourselves and stock up the freezer again. That means that the other ones get a reprieve for another half a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of nice because I have a handful of customers that know we sell our pork and they're USDA, so we can sell them. So every once in a while, people come along and they just buy a couple of steaks and stuff here and there. So it's helping us bring our numbers down in the thinning out. But still, I have a lot of pork left, and because the last time I had 2 of our pigs processed, and I filled up my freezers pretty good.
Yeah.
So anyway, but if somebody wants to buy some Idaho Pasture pig pork, we have, and steaks, pork chops, and bacon, and all, and tons of sausage. So if you interested in buying, I've been sticking around. It sounds cheap a little bit, and it is somewhere between $3 and $4 a pound for pretty much across the board, just to help. It helps pay for the pigs, but it also helps us make sure we don't get too much backlog. So we do appreciate it. So we're not trying to get rich off of it. We're just trying to break even.
Yeah.
And
pay for that food.
Yeah, that darn food.
Yeah, the food prices or the feed keeps going up.
Yep. So yeah. So what's new on the farm over there?
Since last we talked.
Well, I have a new she shed that we just completed.
I know, and it's gorgeous. I finally get to see it. So
yes, I got that finished, and I got the steps
just
on there.
Just for that, we'll have to keep John around another year.
Oh well.
I know. We got the steps on it now.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went out there the next day and started digging, and then he took it over. Then we laid the pavers down and made steps. So there's steps on there now.
I had an old guy come visit you yesterday. So, and of course, I have a little trouble taking big steps since my issue from last year.
Yeah, my mom couldn't get up there either. So I thought, well, I was dinking around. It was nice outside. So I just wanted to get it done. Now it is complete.
I always, what I kind of do now, I think is this, I think I do all right. And I think my balance and stuff is good enough to go upstairs and all that stuff. But when you're at somebody's house or something, it's like, the worst thing I want to do right now is fall and ruin their day. So I always try to grab something just to be cautious.
You did pretty good, but I was afraid you were going to fall too. So I kept grabbing onto you.
It was so it's nice to have understanding friends that understand what I went through. So I don't have to explain anything. You just kind of grab me and don't even tell me. Just come on, I got you. It's pretty nice. So anyway, but yeah, so over here, we're kind of getting ready to build stuff. So we got a brooder to build, which came over to John's house yesterday, and John and Debbie's, and they built the brooder last year. Last winter.
Yeah. Just over the winter.
Gave us a chance to see their version of it and be real close to what we want to do. Plus, we're talking possibly 2 or 3 extra coops this year. And luckily, at least the new chickens we got coming are spread out enough that we have time to build stuff. So, unless we procrastinate really bad, but
we won't let you.
Yeah, well, I can't because it's I need them to be ready to go and have I don't want them real hard. So we'll see.
You can build it like a pole barn and just divide it up three ways.
Yeah. So, but we're looking at a couple of options. We're looking at hoop houses. But we're thinking more than one coop. We might want to go side by side, and all I'd have to do is put walls between the two. And just do one build at the.
Somebody's playing banjo over there.
I know.
Over here?
You froze.
Did I? I shouldn't be freezing.
Yeah. There you go. You're back.
Huh. No. That's what. Oh well, I guess I better pay my Starlink bill.
Yeah, you might want to say all that all over again. You sound like a banjo.
So yeah. So anyway, I'm just trying to decide what kind of pens to build. So talking to you guys and then looking at our old design, which we really like. It was a lot of work. And so don't know yet exactly how we're going to build our coops yet, but it's going to be a busy summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And John, that way. By the sounds of it, I think John's got 2 or 3 more coops to make.
And John's got ideas though for yours.
For yours.
For mine, huh?
Yeah. One just popped in my head. It'd be perfect.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
course, if I keep having shows like this and I keep talking about it, pretty soon my wife goes, are you started those coops yet? Like, if I don't talk about it, people tend to forget over here.
Yeah,
So
I don't think I need any coops right now.
Yeah, this is going to be coops and brooder and getting our, for those of you who have been watching the show for a while, you know, we had quite a bit of corn, growing corns, and we had rows of corn and all that. It was really nice. And then I decided to have a problem last year, and so health kind of held me up. But anyway, I think we're going to get those rows of corn rototilled. I think, I can't remember if I actually said anything on the last show, but we bought a 12-inch rototiller with an engine in it. And we got a
That's a good thing, Rob.
Well, you can get them electric, and we did that once, and they don't work with a hoot. So.
Ours isn't electric.
Is yours electric?
Mine's not electric.
Oh, you got a motorized
gas.
one? Yeah, well, I bought a motorized one too, because the electric just don't cut it in as far as
Doesn't
really
have the power.
Yeah, so I got that, but I bought a 2-stroke instead of a 4-stroke, so that's kind of unusual for me, but no biggie. We got to put together. Very easy to put together, and we started it up. It runs great.
I've had mine for over a year, and it's never had anything in it. Never been used.
Well, I know. Well, you know, John doesn't like to get his hands dirty.
And I'm going to use it before he ever gets his hands on it.
Oh, Sherry actually was so excited. She goes, "Oh, it's a beautiful day. The last week it was really pretty." So she says, "Let's go. I'm going to put that rototiller together." It only took like half hour, and put a little gas in it, fired it up, and it's like, "Oh wow!" Revved it up a few times and go, "All right, put it away." So, but at least we got it. It's all fueled up and all put together. So all we have to do now is just, and in fact, we have a whole lot of sprinkler systems in that. So we're actually pulling all that back so far. So we're starting to do a little bit of work in the field there, because we put strips of drip tape along those aisleways for the corn. But however, if you remember last year, we had some puppies and some very young dogs, and they were not they weren't very nice to the water system. So, oh, she's gone. Oh my God, where'd she go?
Talk about me.
He says talk about her.
Okay. We should. I told you the software will let me have 2 cameras on here. So next time we have that, we have a camera that can follow her everywhere she goes.
Oh, there you go. Jack says we need a Volkswagen powered rototiller.
That's pretty much, well, it's only got 43 cc's, so that's pretty much the same size as a Volkswagen engine.
Yeah.
Oh, so how you? By the way, I haven't really talked to Jack much. So how you? So my question is, how you doing, Jack? I know we've talked a little bit, but and they were very. I gotta say that being in California and the whole works back when I was in the hospital and all that, he was very nice in following up to see how we were doing and stuff. And I do appreciate it. And we haven't forgotten. So thank you so much. But I'm functioning again. That's kind of good.
Yeah.
The only problem with functioning again is that now Sherry's starting to give me projects to work on. Jack has retired and loving it. Are you officially retired this year?
The to-do list gets bigger.
Yeah.
That's all retirement is.
I need to go back to work to get rest.
Yeah.
I'm glad all is well, he says. That's cool. So the company, you don't have to say what company you're with, but how long were you with the company that you're with before you retired? Do you remember? 5 years. You retired 5 years ago?
Wow.
Wow. I thought he was still working when I knew him. Well, good for
I
you.
did 10 years ago.
Yeah, I did. Well, I was 55 when I retired, so I'm 64 now. So I've been retired for 9 years.
Dang, you're old.
I know. I tell you one thing. When I got back to, I got to confess, I'm from Boeing, and I ended up going to Boeing and back and out and whatever. Anyway, but I hated the place so bad because the politics and everybody was woke and things were changing so much. It's like I couldn't wait till I turned 55. It's like I probably would have liked to have worked a couple more years just for the pension, but I'm so glad I left at 55. Oh, that's right. Jack was saying he's working at the hospital. Yeah, I remember the conversations now.
Okay.
That's coming.
I gotta take her out.
Okay. Why are you looking at me?
Because you usually let the dog out.
Uh-huh.
So you been doing much cooking?
Cooking?
Yeah.
Not really.
I know you're good at canning. You just get kind of the old saying, you get a hair up your ass and pretty soon you start canning like crazy.
Yeah, in fact, I got my jars out and cleaned out the pressure cooker. So I'm getting ready for something. I don't know what yet, but something's coming.
Yeah. We've got, so Sherry had something that I never talked about this on the podcast either is, we have a freeze dryer, but we watch Homesteading guys up in Idaho started canning tomatoes, which is like
yeah, Jack.
So anyway, so she took a whole bunch of their tomatoes, which we did this year, and freeze dried them, and then you pack them into I think it was a pint size jars, and that's all you do, and you don't have to season or anything, and you just put them in like that. Then when you open them, you have three choices. You can make sauces out of them. You can make a paste out of it just by adding water or limited amount of water. And then you can also, what was the other use? Some other use for them. Anyway, so it actually gave you more options to do more with your tomatoes, but the problem is we've got so much tomato juice and stuff like that from the last time is like we haven't even gotten to those this year. But being freeze dried, the tomatoes will last 25 years, so we're bound to get to them. So,
maybe.
So
I did so much canning last year. I really don't have a whole lot to do because we have so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went nuts last year. Well, I just learned how to do it last year.
Yeah. I remember
I was
getting into it.
Going crazy.
So I got a question for people watching the show. We've got six watching right now, but we had a funny discussion. I think I even talked over with Debbie and John a little bit. I was thinking about fruit trees, and then I'm thinking, am I too old to have fruit trees? Because what 3 years?
I don't think you're too old.
Well, yeah, I was like, what if you don't start getting like
5 years?
Let's say you get apple trees. It's like by the time you might get a couple in 3 years, but really, it starts getting probably more active in 5 years. So you ask yourself, when you get in your 60s or 70s, it's like, does it make sense to plant fruit trees? Because who knows how long you're going to live?
and just thinking you have to trim them, you have to keep the bugs off of them.
Yeah.
So you're too damn old.
Our friend in Colorado has fruit trees, and she finally got fruit on them last year.
After how long?
She's had them for over 5-10 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And if John Pearson was here, he'd be able to, have
Yeah,
some
I was just
comments.
gonna say that's something you talked to John about, but yeah, when you gotta prune them and all that, I don't know.
And then I'm thinking, if I do that, I probably want to buy fairly, 1 or 2 year old trees, which is much more pricey. You're looking at maybe 140, $50 per
And
tree.
hope they make it.
Yeah. And so, because you wouldn't want to get them too young. That's just adding more years to it. So it's one of those kind of dumb things like, God, am I too old to get fruit trees?
Yeah, it's something I'd think about twice.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's like you find yourself asking yourself that question more often than not for a lot of things you do, So,
Yeah, I think it'd be either trees or animals.
Yeah.
At least you can get benefit quicker with animals.
Yeah. Well, even if you did like cattle and stuff, that could get up to 2 years before you butcher a nose, depending what year.
Well, if you if you buy them at 1.5 years, you only have to raise them for 3 months.
Yeah, and that's not bad. But if you wanted to do a bigger term with them, it's like, oh, okay, do I want to move?
I really think we need to make a paddock over at your place and get a cow.
I'd love to have a cow, but I can't. Sherry just ignores me when I bring it up. And but yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun just to have, maybe 6 months of a cow. And yeah, I'd have to feed them and do hays and stuff, but it's like it still wouldn't be
no
too
more
bad.
than the pigs.
I know. I think it'd be cheaper to raise a cow than a pig for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I think so. I don't know because when we do things, Rob, you and me, nothing is just one.
I know. Well, they tell you if you get cows, it's like never get one. You always want to at least have one partner with your cows. So
you have one and I have one.
Yeah, but they have to be. I mean, as long as they're living together, so they can
exactly
play.
At your place.
Yeah, and they as long as they have time to play.
I don't have the room over here.
Yeah, you do. You got lots of room on the other side of your property.
No, I may need it for chicken coops later down the road.
I know. I can't try to ask John if he's going to make any over on that side, and he's like, he's ignoring that other half of the property.
We have Jefferson County has rules. They have to be in a certain place.
Oh, that's right.
You remember we had to move all of our coops last year.
And pig pens.
And the pigs.
Yeah, we like that because our property's located almost ideal to stay away from people's houses. But on the area we live, I mean, we're fortunate enough to be able to have pigs or cows. But if you have a house and certain buildings within, is it 50 feet or 200 feet?
200 feet from a dwelling that is lived in.
Yeah. And
one that's not lived in is 150.
Still, that's quite a ways away.
Yeah.
And if you have chicken coops, you got to be 15 feet from the fence line.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, by the time you learned all that, you had everything built already.
Yep.
Yeah. So we had to move everything.
Yeah.
And where the new paddock is for the pigs that was in the back of the barn.
Right.
We had to take that down because it was only 95 feet from the property line.
Yeah, that sucked.
So yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, I always, when I look at our property and I see what our projects, and I get kind of concerned, like whether we're gonna. But we're just lucky that the way they did the houses over here, everybody's quite a ways from each other's houses. So
yeah, we're in that cul-de-sac, so we have our space, but yet it's still kind of close.
Yep. So I got a screen over here on the side that's our security, and I have the volume up on the chickens. And so I keep hearing these little noises from the chicken coop. I'm going, what the hell's that?
It's a mice.
Oh. Oh, by the way, if you ever go to John and Debbie's farm, you guys have got the friendliest mice over there, because they literally, the mice are so friendly that they'll bring their heads out of the ground and wave to you. It's kind of like watching
I have some pretty damn dumb chickens. They won't even go after the mice.
Yeah, they don't go after the right, because all your chickens are just sitting on the sideline going, hi.
Yeah,
So,
come and visit. I got coffee.
I know, and they throw candy out like they're in a parade and everything. But yeah, very friendly.
I got traps out and everything for those dumb mice. And
if you go in the pens too, and they'll run around on your feet going like, oh, it's a human. He's in the way. Just hop over him. And,
yeah, they don't run from you.
Yeah, I know. It's like those.
I don't know how we don't have snakes.
Well, yeah, especially got lots of feed. I would think every once. So I'm been waiting for the day that I open the lid to my eggs, and one of these days will be like a boa constrictor in there. Scared of hell.
A boa constrictor. Rob, I do the same thing. Every time I go to grab an egg, I look in there.
Yeah, I mean, it says one of these days I'm going to get surprised. I get a feeling.
Welcome back, Jack.
Hey, he's back. He didn't tell us he left yet. You have to get permission to leave before you do that.
Yeah, we can't talk about you if we don't know you're gone.
I know. Well, hopefully today we're kind of hoping that John, maybe. What time is it now? I can't find my timer.
It's 37.
Yeah, we're hoping that John Pearson might stop in and say hello. But he's not avoiding the show. I mean, he really does like the.
He's working. He's working late.
He's been working a lot. I don't know. Plus, his place. Talk on. So anyway, hopefully we'll have John Pearson showing up, and then the Rev, his schedule kind of screws him up a little bit because he's on the East Coast. So when we start the show, it's already 9:00 there. So, and he acts like an old person. He goes to bed early, but he has tough hours too.
He works nights.
Yeah, does he still? I thought he got moved.
No, he's working.
By the way, he was really nice. He sent us some barbecue sauce from the South over there, but it's different than the barbecue sauce that we have over here. So anyway, it was kind of interesting. It's more vinegary and a lot more watery in a sense, but it's really good.
It's got really good flavor.
And I think the only problem is when you're used to having thick sauces and stuff, you just look at it like, oh, this can't be any good because it's thinner. But the flavor is just really good. So learning a lot about barbecue sauce. Definitely different, and every region's got it different.
I want some too, Jack.
What's Dot's Pretzels?
It's the one with mustard on it.
Oh, yeah. Mustard is always good. And a mixed drink. Unfortunately, I wish this was a mixed drink. I have done some podcasts with a mixed drink, but I keep forgetting.
That old age kicked in again.
Yeah. So you haven't had a lot of canning projects.
No, not yet. I gotta wait for stuff to come in season. And I have all the dang tomato or spaghetti sauce that applied for 2 years.
I know it's kind of funny. It's like, we've been making a lot of our own sauces, and it seems like we're eating less spaghetti now than when we were before we're making it. It's like, what's going on here? It's like, I love spaghetti.
I know.
And I haven't
been making lasagna, not spaghetti. Those are like for quick meals when we're out working all day. All you do is open it up and cook the noodles. We haven't even been doing that.
Yeah, it's terrible. And however, the last thing I was making, you guys know I like to cook. So I tried Kent Rollins, which is a cowboy cooker. I tried out there one of his recipes called "Marry Me Chicken," and some people really know what that is, and some people don't. But it's a chicken that you cook. You kind of fry them first, and then you make a gravy out of what was left in the pan, along with you put half and half in it, and but use sun-dried tomatoes was the big. Those tend to be a little. They're kind of a sweeter. I don't. What's the description of a sun-dried tomato? They're kind
They're
of
just dried. It can be any tomato.
yeah,
They're
but
just dried,
they're a
right?
little bit sour. A little more. They're not sour. It's just got a different taste.
It was delicious as I made the same recipe.
Oh, did he?
Mhm.
So he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, we made that, and it turned out to be just delicious. So, anyway, so I highly recommend if you get a chance, get on the YouTube, go to Kent Rollins.
So, what would be the difference from the dried, besides the obvious, than just using canned tomatoes?
Because they're dried. They're
Yeah, but when you put them in the liquid, it
Rehydrates them.
yeah, thank you.
yeah.
So
But
I don't know what the difference would be.
I think it's the way they dry them, or it's kind of like a dry
There's no-
roasted.
Do they have seasoning or anything on them?
No, I think it's just the way that they process them. They tend to have a more natural sour taste to them. It's not sour, but kind of
Yeah.
sour.
I get what you're saying.
But anyway, they complement chicken really, really well.
I'm
So
gonna have to try that because I don't know what the difference is if you just use
either
tomatoes
that, or you
or fresh tomatoes.
invite yourself over to Rob and Sherry's and tell them to make you some
We've
marry me
been waiting
chicken.
for an invite.
Oh, there you go.
What is big difference in taste? A sweet sour taste. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So-
Thank you, Jack.
Same kind of description I was saying, but I don't want to really say sour, but it does have a unique taste to it. And at
I'm gonna
first,
try
sometimes when you first try it, at first you kind of like, ooh,
I already
that's
married
different.
you.
And it's so good.
I'm sorry.
It's just so good. You probably have to get another wedding ring just to add on to.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, yeah.
I insist.
So, see, what time have we got here? 15 minutes. So, what are some of the big issues? I'm going to get in trouble this way. Going on Crooked River Ranch that's got our attention.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I didn't talk about Trump.
Well, for one, they still haven't done our road yet.
Well, your road is, if you guys quit putting so many pots, you can't keep up. It's like by the time they get the potholes out of it,
Yeah,
by the time
You know, we've lived here 5 years and they have not done our road, but one time when we right before we moved in.
Wow.
They have not touched our road.
So I think the latest news is they're working on doing a joint project with the church over here to make a community center.
Yep, they want 100,000 from the ranch.
Yeah, which is easy money. They can get it from USA ID.
Yeah,
I don't think they have any trouble.
I'm pretty sure
Shut
Biden
up,
will cover
Rob.
Just cancel one of those, trans things or what kind of funding they're getting. Cancel those, and we can get a brand new community center. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, we can use it.
Yeah, well, it's like, why do we need another swimming pool?
Because nobody on the ranch can use the one there. Because since they put the RV park in,
Yeah.
you can't get into the pool.
Wow.
All the people that come here in the summer
Yeah.
to climb Smith Rock or just to camp,
Yeah.
the pool is full. You can't get in there.
Oh, wow.
And it's too cold to go in the wintertime.
Hey, look who just made a note to it. I've been trying for 30 minutes to make it work.
You still haven't got that laptop.
Oh my God. Did you see my note for getting online? Debbie had the same trouble 2 weeks ago.
I did.
Hi, John.
So John Pearson,
maybe
which is from,
resend it to him, Rob.
sure, right? Do you need me to resend it?
So the other thing that's going on the ranch here,
Yeah,
is since we got that new commissioner,
yeah,
he's ordered that the police officers to start writing tickets for the speeders
yeah.
and passing in the wrong lane. And the cars that they have parked on the side of the road, the very next day, they were all tagged with the red tags.
Wow.
And 2 of them right around the corner from us has been towed away already.
Wow. So
there's changes coming.
So is that, do you think that's a good change or a bad change?
Good.
I think it's a good change.
You don't know how many times I go splitting off a stallion and almost hit them cars because they were right on the road.
Good. So the other good news I was reading is was a road right by you guys is called Quail Road, which is about 3 miles long.
Yeah.
And they said it's got so many potholes and all worn out that if they service that road, which costs $100,000 or something, $970,000.
Yeah.
But they said if they do that, they will be unable to service or do anything to any of the extra roads on Crooked River Ranch for next year and a half or so. So
yep.
We can thank all the people. We can thank that, thank the quail people that own or work on or drive on Quail Road. That thank you for taking all of our money.
Well, the thing, that's the way out, the other way out of the ranch. So it's not just the people on Quail, it's everybody that drives that road to go to Sisters.
Yeah.
Or Bend.
So, between the community center and that doing their road, I think we got really good investments going on there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they don't do any of our roads, or they say they do 2 miles a year.
Yeah.
But nobody ever sees it. And then last year, they only did the entrance to all the dirt roads.
Yeah.
They did those little pad-like things. I didn't agree with that due to when it rains and stuff.
Yeah.
All it does is create potholes right there at the end of the gravel or the end of the pavement.
Yeah. I mean, they did that on our road. And actually, it's been kind of nice because we always had a pothole haunting us all the time. And as soon as they put that.
Yeah, but you don't have half the traffic we do.
Probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But our road is less than 2 miles. Is like, there's no reason they can't surface ours.
I mean, even if they just maybe not put pavement on it, but at least grade it and put fresh rock down.
I hate to say
we don't even hardly get that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I think they grade ours almost every year.
Yeah, they don't ours. Stallion,
well,
which is really bad.
Because
they don't even touch it hardly.
I'm pretty sure that's because you have chickens.
Oh Lord, leave my babies alone. That's fighting words, Rob.
Yeah. Oh.
Call him the chain.
Yeah, so it's crazy. It's like, oh, those are the pig people. I was checking to see if we see in the camera our pigs, but
too dark out now.
There
he is. She is. She came out.
Isn't the sun's still up, Rob.
I know. I think my camera's froze.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see if I can fix it.
Did you send another link to John?
Yeah, I did.
He's probably still trying to get on.
He's probably ignoring
buy a laptop and send to him.
There, get rid of it. All right. Why is my camera?
You got 10 minutes, buddy.
I know everything's there. We go. I'm getting everything's fixed. Call in a chain gang to get the roads fixed.
Yeah.
We need more money from USAID.
I'm sure the jails are full. We can bring them in.
Have you ever really comprehend the money amount that they're canceling? Like everything is like $50 million here and 50, and then they start putting B's after it, and it was like, well, we just shut off a $2.3 billion contract. We shut off, and I was like, and if you start adding that up, it's like, oh my God, could you imagine if you're just getting a contract paying to you for $1.1 billion, and it's just going to how to paint your hair green. It's like, that's a lot of money.
He gave Stacey Abrams $7 billion, and they have an NGO with no stated purpose other than green energy.
Yep.
That's all she put down on the tax thing, green energy, and that was it.
That's all you need to do. I think we ought to start an NGO for our homestead.
Nah.
And I will say, we're going to paint the pigs green. And I think my pigs would look really good with earrings.
Oh my God, you just hurt my last brain cell.
So I'm trying to rile up. So we do have another.
Trying to rile me up. It's what you're trying to do.
So John Pearson, I'm just trying to get him riled up because we want to start up an old podcast I have. And anyway, so I tried to entice him last week.
You can really do.
What?
Oh my God, Jack.
Feed them to the cows.
Yep. Well, we're trying to get John Pearson riled up enough to call me up and say, darn it, I want to do one of the Easy Street videos. And of course, John Sternberg. In fact, everybody could come on this one because I think we should have Debbie in there too.
No, I'm sitting that one out.
But anyway, so it's going to be talking about probably a little bit of everything. And it's not necessarily Republican as it is just a lot of crazy things going on. And I think over years or two, maybe it'll tone down a little bit where they get used to kind of like, Republicans and Democrats kind of find a way to exist together. But right now it's just really crazy right now. So it's kind of funny if you look at take the bright side of it and stuff. But all I know is when I get up in the morning and turn on the news, I'm always late to feed the pigs because it's just like, oh my God, I got to hear this.
So do you know anybody that's on both sides of the party?
No.
Well, then, you gotta find somebody on Republican and the Democrat side to get both opinions.
I agree, but I can't find any because you guys know we're from Central Oregon, so it's very red over here. So, I probably could find somebody maybe in Bend or something, or some crazy person in one of the bigger cities around here, but there's not much.
I'd invite your mom over, but there ain't no way. Because I wouldn't be able to say nothing.
I didn't know your mom was a Democrat.
My mom is a Democrat. My dad's a Republican.
Wow. Huh.
And they coexist, which is amazing.
For 60 years.
Well, Debbie, Sherry's mom and dad was the same way. And it's kind of funny because we're caregivers, right? So her mom's in assisted living. Well, we also we think it's only fair that she should be able to vote and stuff like that. So we make sure she gets her mail-in ballot and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And what drives us crazy is, that we're both out. Me and Sherry both are. Sherry's probably was more open to the liberal side of things a few years back, but she's definitely switched. But anyway, it seems so. It makes us kind of mad. It's like we go through all the rigmarole to make sure that she can fill out her mail-in ballot, and we know
I did that with my real dad when he was alive.
Yeah, so we know how she's going to vote. So it's really hard to put that in the mailbox.
Yeah, my real dad, he was a Democrat too. But me, I'm both ways. I'm not really one or the other.
Yeah, I think that's what we hear in the news.
I'm more one side, but I agree with some stuff.
Like what?
4-minute warning. You're not doing your job. Jack's doing your job.
Oh, good warning. I was thinking.
We're all in trouble now. Trust me.
What you thinking about?
How could you possibly think that anything they say is worth listening to?
You really want to talk to me like that? I don't think so. I have my opinion. You have yours.
I know.
So you probably get along with Sherry pretty good, because every once in a while she'll reach out of nowhere and go, "Well, I kind of like this." It's like, what?
Yeah,
can't be that way if you're married to me.
If it makes sense to me and I understand it fully. Yeah.
Just remember.
You remember right, but I'm never
wrong.
Okay.
That's why I think the easy street would be funny, because we're serious, but at the same time, we can laugh about all this stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I think that's what would be really good about the easy street. So if you ever see us doing an easy street and you want to chat, and we'll have to chat open, you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not on this. I had to change screens here.
I think you just read it.
Yep. Okay. I'm trying to make. Anyway, guys, it sounds like we're at the end, aren't we? Oh, we're at 58. 58
blinded
seconds.
Me.
Oh, sorry about that. Blind you. The secret. You guys always wanted to know what was under there?
Not really.
Nothing. So anyway, guys, next week, hopefully we can get maybe John and Rev on the show. Next week, I'm going to try to launch a Easy Street, and they can be fairly short shows, but we'll see. But it should be funny. I think we'll have some seriousness in it, but I think we can see the humor and everything. So, and no, we're not against. If somebody's on the other side, it's like, we really do try to see their side, but it's a little hard right now because the news only talks about like the ones that are showing up in Congress and they're doing all these crazy things. But there's a lot of middle of the road guys that really have a lot of common sense in the Democrat side. So I am open up enough to try to understand some of that too. So hopefully
I don't know, the singing and dancing stuff is just not cutting it.
I'm waiting for John to start singing in the show. But anyway, guys,
Al Green.
Yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't hear what they were singing. But what was the purpose of it? Just stupid. They're ridiculous.
But they're your people.
They're not my people. My people in my circle. Those are a bunch of ridiculous fools.
Yep. Anyways, guys, before we get in more trouble here.
Yeah, it's 7:00.
It's 7:00. We got to wrap it up here, so I got to play my.
Good night, Jack.
And John.
And John, if he's still on with his phone.
Is he there? Let's see Jack on there. Jack's still on there. Talk.
Yeah, the feds need to go, Jack.
All right, I gotta change screen here. So guys, thank you very much for watching the show. Please take the time to like and subscribe and share our videos all over the whole wide world, and maybe a couple Democrats too.
Shame on you.
I know. So guys, take care. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. But look out for the Easy Street podcast. It's going to show up one of these days. So anyway, talk to you all later, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye now.